If there is one thing I know about cleaning, it's that most people don't like to do it. A lot of times people think it's a chore, it's dirty, it's never ending. I'm one of those weirdos who actually enjoys cleaning, so today I'm sharing the 6 cleaning rules that completely changed my life. These are 6 rules that I think everyone should know. I've picked up on these cleaning rules over the years, and let me tell you, I use them every single time I clean. They help me to clean a lot less. I can clean at least 2 times faster, if not more, and I'm gonna show you how they can help you too. Rule number 1 comes from speed cleaning, and I actually saw the original housekeeping video where this was taught. They used to teach this to housekeepers. They used to show them how to do this in hotels and then cleaning services. It just makes everything go faster. And the rule, and I'm gonna explain it, it's to always clean top to bottom. This rule is so ingrained in my head, and it works for every scenario. The idea is that dust, dirt, everything will always fall downward. So you always wanna start up high and then finish down low. This means if you're cleaning a room, for example, the floor will always be last. And it's not just for large spaces, it's also for small things as well. So if you think about a sink, if you're cleaning the sink, you always want to start with the top of the sink and then end with the bottom of the sink. If you're cleaning a bathroom, the mirror that's on top of the vanity would come first, the vanity would be next, and then the sink inside would be last. You get the idea, but keeping this in mind for every possible cleaning project that you have, every scenario, is going to help you so much. It's gonna save you time, it's gonna let gravity do the work for you, and the best part is you're not gonna have to re-clean things, because that's the biggest problem when you don't clean top to bottom. You end up re-dirtying things that you've already cleaned. This seems like such a small thing, but I'm telling you, this to me is such a good rule. Okay, number 2, and this is another simple rule that I always just have in my head, and it's dry before wet. If you get your spray cleaners and you just jump in with those and you start spraying things down, and you don't get rid of the dust and the dirt and all of the loose things that come with cleaning, you're simply gonna smear it around. Have you ever cleaned something and then you're cleaning it and then you feel all this gritty texture underneath the cloth you're using? That's because you didn't do dry before wet. That's how you end up with streaks, you get mud marks, you go through 100 paper towels. Okay, so here's some examples of how I like to do this, how you can do this. So in the bathroom, for example, if you have shelves, start with dusting the shelves. Do the top of the toilet tank, do the baseboards, do the places that collect the dust and dirt first, and then start using your spray cleaner. Or in the kitchen, sweep those crumbs right off your counter, sweep them onto the floor, and then vacuum them before you go in, spraying your counters and spraying your floor. And talking about floors, of course, you want to vacuum or sweep before you get your wet mop out. Because otherwise, you're just gonna drag the dust around and the dirt or the pet hair, whatever you've got, you're just gonna be smearing that around with the wet mop. Okay, number 3 is also a game changer, and this really helped me a lot, and I'm gonna tell you how I do it, and I think it's a very easy thing that you can start doing. What you're gonna do is you're gonna clean by task, not by room. So many people put on their list, clean the living room on Monday, clean the kitchen on Tuesday. I'm gonna tell you not to do that, and I'm gonna tell you why. What I prefer to do is I pick a task, and then I do it everywhere. So let me tell you some places how I do this. So if I am picking a task and it's cleaning mirrors, and I've got 2 bathrooms upstairs, I'm gonna take the spray bottle and the cloth and I'm gonna clean the mirrors in each bathroom. I'm not gonna clean the whole bathroom, I'm simply gonna clean the mirrors. Maybe it's the toilet and I'm just gonna take my toilet cleaning things to each toilet in the home and clean it. I find this to be so much easier when I have to clean a room and I have to switch between products and tools. It just becomes difficult, right? You're one minute you're cleaning a sink and then you have to switch to a toilet. I just like to do all the toilets at once or all the vanities at once. Same idea with vacuuming. You're not just gonna get out your vacuum cleaner and vacuum the living room because it's your day to do the living room. Just vacuum the whole downstairs. If you've already gotten that vacuum cleaner out, just consider it a task. Don't consider it as the room you need to vacuum. And just to really hit it home, one thing that I hate doing is dusting. But guess what? If I'm gonna get out my stuff for dusting, I'm gonna dust the whole downstairs. I'm not just gonna dust one room because I've gone to the trouble of getting everything out. When you clean this way, the duster never leaves your hand and you're not wasting time. I make lots of content that helps you simplify your home and your life. And if you're not already subscribed, click the button below, it's free. Okay, number 4 took me way too long to learn, but now that I know it, I gotta share it with you because This is just, I love this rule. I used to be a mess with cleaning. I don't know what I was doing, but I felt like I was constantly cleaning. I would set aside my whole Saturday just to clean the house. The house was never clean. I never knew what to clean. I would just look at something and be like, is this dirty? Does it need cleaning? Then we'd run out of laundry, the whole thing. What I have found, and you need to do this, is that small, consistent effort is so much better than exhausting cleaning marathons. I cannot stress this enough. Do not set aside your whole Saturday to clean. Just stop doing that. Spread it out into little routines. I'm even doing this with my fitness. I used to think if I can't get a workout in and dedicate an hour of time to working out, I might as well not do it. Well, guess what? Now, if I'm standing in the kitchen and I have 60 seconds to do some squats, I'm gonna do that. And maybe I'll do it 3 times a day. And that's gone such a long way. Okay, so what this could look like, and I'll just tell you what I do. For example, when I brush my teeth in the morning, I've shared this before, I will take my hand and I will wipe out the sink. Sometimes I'll even get out a cleaner and clean it. Just 30 seconds is all it takes, and the sink is super clean and sparkling. I will also run the vacuum cleaner a couple of times a week, just quickly clean up some of the hot spots instead of waiting until the floors look terrible and I think we're gonna have mice. I'll also do a load of laundry every few days. I do it twice a week. Instead of waiting until there's a mountain of laundry to be done, I will make sure before I go to bed that I wipe off the kitchen counters. It takes 30 seconds, if that. When you do these little things regularly, something interesting happens. Deep cleanings don't exist. You do not have to do deep cleaning if nothing ever gets too bad. I also find that this really takes up a lot less mental energy because I'm not thinking to myself, what do I need to clean? What do I need to do? It's just part of your rhythm. And what I will tell you is that my house feels mostly clean most of the time. Okay, number 5 is something I feel strongly about. And if you are not doing this, I'll actually link a few things that I recommend, but I do believe that you need to invest in some quality supplies. And I'm not necessarily talking about cleaners. I make my own cleaners. I do not spend a lot of money on cleaners. What I will spend money on, however, are things like a good vacuum cleaner. I will spend money on a steam cleaner. A steam cleaner, I have one. It has really changed my life. I use it on my floors. I use it for so many things. But I'm telling you, if you've got cheap cleaning tools, they're just gonna frustrate you. I used to hate mopping my floor because my mop was crappy. I used to hate vacuuming my floor because I had a crappy vacuum and I would have to go over a spot 10 times before it looked clean. When you've got the right cleaning tools that you enjoy using, everything just feels easier. It feels a lot smoother and you're happy to do it rather than dreading it. I like to kind of think of it as an upfront investment that I'm going to make, and it's going to end up saving me time and energy each week. For example, my steam cleaner was probably $130, and at the time that felt like a lot, but you know what? I bought it over 5 years ago. I use it almost every week. I love it. Okay, this next one, this is kind of why I started my whole YouTube channel in the first place, but the rule here is less stuff equals less cleaning. This is just a hard and fast rule. When you start decluttering your stuff and you have less stuff, you're not just making your space nicer. I mean, you are, right? But you are also saving yourself time. There's less to move when you're dusting. There's less to move when you're wiping things down. It looks tidy. I will just tell you some of the things that I've noticed in my own home since I've started decluttering. I can wipe my kitchen counter down in 30 seconds. That would have been a 30-minute chore for me back in the day. I dreaded doing it. I actually barely did it because it was such a process. My pared down living room, I'm no longer taking half an hour to dust the surfaces. Again, I can do each surface in 30 seconds because all of the surfaces aren't cluttered with things. Even getting rid of so many throw pillows, I used to have to go around every evening picking them off the floor. It's where my kids throw them, rearranging them, all that stuff. I don't have to do that anymore. So just remember, the less stuff you have to clean, the less cleaning you have to do. It's really that simple, and that is a rule that I think everyone can get behind. For more cleaning tips, I'm gonna link a whole cleaning playlist in case you wanna watch. I have lots of videos on it. I'm also gonna link below the Organization HQ conference. They're having their virtual conference coming up. This is a conference you can watch right from your own home. It's free. If you use my link, you can get a free pass. Hundreds of sessions on cleaning, organizing, decluttering. You're gonna love it. I have a session there as well. I'm doing 30 home hacks for sustainable living, so I hope I see you there. Don't forget to check it out.